YouTube? It's your boy TRoze, Rozay 69. I'm really here though just to talk about a couple topics. Ever since I opened up my YouTube channel, I kind of been the type of guy who I didn't really, think that I would need to do this because I would think that it's a lot of people out there that's just like me. Obviously, I'm wrong. So here I am. Basically today I just want to kind of talk about NBA. I'm the kind of guy where I talk about a wide range of topics. I don't just leave it in one area. I like a lot of things. So for this first video, my first introduction video, I kind of want to just talk about NBA. Kevin Durant going to the Golden State Warriors, LeBron James, everybody. So, I don't really have any videos or anything like that, like to tag on to my conversations. I just kind of think that the conversation as itself should just be something people listen to. Like, just listen to what I'm saying and comment. Your comments will be greatly appreciated. But, like I said, I just kind of want to talk about some things that's just been going on. First, Kevin Durant going to the Golden State Warriors. I really feel like with that whole situation, Kevin Durant going to Golden State, me personally, I think people should just shut the fuck up. Okay? Shut what they call the fuck up. And I truly say that because for me, okay, let's look at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant got drafted, I think, 07, 08, something like that. He been in the league 9 years, so 07. Since 07, he hasn't been to the finals since 2010. And in 2010, his roster had Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Serge Ibaka, including himself. So technically, Oklahoma City had a super team. They had a super team. The only thing is, James Harden didn't show up in the playoffs, in the finals. Granted, if he did show up in the finals, maybe OKC would have won the championship. But, truthfully, I don't blame Kevin Durant's decision on anything but management. First of all, if you are the general manager, management, or whoever you want to call yourself for Kevin Durant, or for the Oklahoma City Thunder, not even just Kevin Durant, you looking at your team. How is it that you had three, not one, not two, but three potential MVP candidates on one team? And they all played off each other pretty damn well, because for them to make it to the finals, they were better than the Spurs, they were better than the Lakers, they were better than the Dallas Mavericks, they were better than the Warriors, they were better than everybody in the Western Conference, including Portland. So that year, they lose. Okay, you lose to LeBron James, formed a super team in Miami. Dwayne Wade, LeBron, Chris Bosh. They are expected champions. They are expected to be champions. So, okay, you give them that. But instead of saying we're going to come back with a stronger unit around those guys, you get rid of James Harden because you feel like you got to pay him too much. You get rid of an MVP candidate, James Harden. So, after you get rid of James Harden, what happens? They don't go back to the finals. So clearly, James Harden was an integral piece to that team. And if I know KD likes to play with ballers, want to join a team full of stars, and Kevin Durant, Draymond, Clay, Steph, if he wants to join and be a part of that unit, that tells me that he was really happy when he had James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Serge Ibaka. But no, they got rid of him because they want to be cheap. When you look at now, the salary cap is through the wall, and if somehow you could have kept them all just to take a little pay cut to this year, you could have kept all four of them. Then two, let's talk about the Russell Westbrook, Ibaka, and Kevin Durant saga. So you got, excuse my background, you guys. We got a child and it's just messy. But now I started to question Russell Westbrook because. Okay, it was 2 years. It was 1 year Kevin Durant got hurt in the Olympics. He didn't play all year. And what happened? OKC barely made the playoffs. They lost out to the New Orleans Pelicans. You hear me? Anthony Davis, and that's it. That's who they lost to. That's horrible. That's to me telling me that Oklahoma City is not really in as good of hands as everybody's saying. Y'all want to say that's a good squad? How about this? How about this logic? How about Enes Kanter and Steven Adams only played hard because they knew they had Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook and they really had a legitimate chance? And then you telling me next year that Enes Kanter and Steven Adams is going to do the same thing that they did last year? With Oladipo, who ain't never seen the playoffs? Who ain't never been on a winning team? Come on now, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oklahoma City is going to be the worst team. Not the worst in the NBA because I think Philadelphia is still going to hold that title to get a couple more high round picks. But they're definitely one of the worst teams in the Western Conference next year. I'm sorry. And then to me, it's like with the whole evolution of every team. Like if you look around, Indiana has a new look. Atlanta has a new look. Oklahoma City has a new look. The Spurs without Tim Duncan has a new look. The Lakers without Kobe Bryant has a new look. Orlando has a new look with Serge Ibaka. The Pistons have a new look. Like every team looks different. Chicago, New York, Miami, they all have new looks. They kept a star or two, but they have new looks. So at this point in time in the NBA, it is a power change. Not just from the standpoint like Stephen A's mad, and a lot of people are mad talking about Kevin Durant as a bandwagon. First of all, I truly believe, like, if you think about all the great teams that ever won championships, like, I'm sorry, Miami. If you want to be honest to me, Ray Allen was not truly out his prime because if Ray Allen can save a series and play integral minutes, he was not past his prime. Okay, he wasn't the dunking, slashing thing that he was, but we all know Ray Allen to be a shooter. And to me, he was still an effective shooter. So for Ray Allen, Rashard Lewis, Birdman, all those guys who bandwagon on LeBron James' team, that's a bandwagon. Now, when I look at the Golden State Warriors, if you telling me truthfully that they lost to Cleveland, and you telling me that the Spurs had a chance to beat them, and then you telling me if OKC, with the fact that if Kevin Durant did not leave, you know, they barely won 73 games, they barely won the championship again. Like, to me, that's not saying a bandwagon. To me, that says, okay, LeBron James has been in 6 straight finals, everybody. Is anybody else paying attention to that? LeBron been in 6 straight finals. So to me, I feel like if it's anybody who needs to be stopped, it's LeBron James. Okay, and then too, another thing that I also want to get into because I just thought of this great thought the other day. When Kevin Durant, who is clearly a loyal type of guy, I felt like at the point where he accepted interviews for other teams, Oklahoma City should have knew it was over. It was not going to happen. It was a wrap. It was a done data. And then, too, for me, I say look at the teams he was going to go to. And I'm going to tell you exactly why it made sense for him to go to State. And really, I felt like the moment that he did not re-sign with Oklahoma City, he was going to go to State. One, because the Clippers. Why would Kevin Durant, why would anybody who's a star go to Los Angeles Clippers knowing that Blake Griffin just punched the guy and hurt himself, so he's immature? Then you got DeAndre Jordan and Chris Paul who really probably don't like each other. So why would I step into a situation where, of course, they need Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant would be the perfect person to put in that mix. But if he would have went to that team, nobody would have called him a bandwagon. Nobody would have said anything, and they would have clearly been a super team. They would have clearly went to the finals for the next few years. Why wasn't it? Would have been okay because Clippers never been to the finals because you want to see Chris Paul win? Is that why? Because Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Draymond Green come off as too good and you don't want to see them win more than one? Like, I don't understand the logic. For us, if you look at it, LeBron James is 30-something years old. Steph Curry, Klay, and all those guys are approaching their 30s. But to be completely honest, LeBron, I say he has like 3 more years where he's really at the top of his game. And in those 3 more years, it has to usher in new stars. You can kind of say from Jordan, it was Kobe. From Kobe, it was LeBron. From LeBron, it's who? You want to say Kevin Durant, who is a freak of nature, freakish talent. You want to say Steph Curry because Steph Curry is the only player at the current time, besides Dwayne Wade, besides LeBron James, who actually has a title, who's a star. So for me, when I really look at it and really think about it, like, okay, the New York Knicks, what position was he going to play? You got Porzingis, you got Carmelo. And then you have Derrick Rose and Noah, who both are injury prone from Chicago. Why would he go there? To pray that they will stay healthy? No. Okay, let's talk about the Clippers. Like I say, I just mentioned the Clippers, so that's a definite no. Then you want to talk about Boston. So you telling me that in the sense of you not re-signing with Oklahoma City, you rather go play with Isaiah Thomas, a guard who clearly under the same pressure Steph Curry was under, couldn't do anything, and you want to go play with Al Horford, who is barely an all-star. I don't see how that makes Kevin Durant's chance to win a championship better. Now let's keep moving. San Antonio Spurs. What position is he going to play? Because you have Kawhi Leonard, who is your future All-Star MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, this type of guy. You're telling me you'd rather have Kevin Durant over him? Yeah, I think so. But for the Spurs organization, the Spurs don't necessarily need that huge star. Tim Duncan was a star, but he wasn't a huge star. Tim Duncan was, I'm going to play my role type of star. And that's exactly who Kawhi Leonard is. Then you have LaMarcus Aldridge. What, you're going to trade LaMarcus Aldridge for Kevin Durant and have KD play the 4? Like, I mean, it's a good system for KD to play in because Pop is, to me, one of the best coaches in the game today. But still, like, what was he going to do? Then you want to go over and look at the East. Miami Heat. Why would he go to Miami Heat when you just seen LeBron James leave? You just seen Chris Bosh wanted to play so bad, but they wouldn't let him play. And then Dwayne Wade's not getting paid. So why would you go to the Miami Heat? That doesn't make sense as well. And then you look at, what's the last couple options? The Thunder. So let me see. He had the Warriors. Okay, the Warriors and Thunder was the last two teams. So for me, like when you look at it, like the Warriors won the championship, and my next point is, wasn't Oklahoma City relevant before Golden State was? Like before Steph Curry got this little streak 2 years ago in 15 when they won the championship, and then in the following year this year, you know, Oklahoma City was Western Conference champions. Oklahoma City was the team that everybody was looking at. Oklahoma City was the team to beat, and you let a team that's basically less athletic than you, I mean, if you really want to compare what Oklahoma City was compared to Golden State, it's no reason how Golden State was able to just come, take a championship, and be more relevant than the Thunder. Now, okay, it was exciting, but let's be real. Last year, the Oklahoma City and Golden State Warriors played a total of 10 games. Out of those 10 games, Oklahoma City only won 3 games in the playoffs. So they lost to these teams 7 times. Regular season and playoffs. They lost to this team 7 times. And you're really going to tell me that they were going to beat the Warriors? No. It was no way possible. It was no way remotely possible, because even if they did win the series, Golden State would have won more games as opposed to what Oklahoma City won. Oklahoma City would have been 6-4 against the Warriors this year. Okay, you won the championship, but at the end of the day, you're not better than this team, whether they was hot or not. You want to compare Russell Westbrook to Steph Curry? Well, how is it that they won 7 games and the Oklahoma City only won 3? How you want to talk about Kevin Durant being unstoppable for the Oklahoma City Thunder to go alongside of Enes Kanter, to go alongside a Deion Waiters, to go alongside a Steven Adams, and they were only able to beat them 3 times, and only able to do it in the playoffs after Steph Curry got hurt in the first round of the playoffs. So, for me, the clear definitive choice was Golden State. The moment he didn't resign, the moment that he said he wanted to be a free agent, the moment he wanted to set up meetings, the moment everything happened, the moment they lost, you knew he was going to go to State, because first of all, Kevin Durant is the direct descendant reincarnation of LeBron James. Kevin Durant might be more talented, more lethal, more of a champion, more suited to be the best player in the NBA than Steph Curry. So what did he do? He decides to go learn from guys who won a championship. He wants to learn, how was it that you Steph Curry was a great player, but injured every year, can string along one good year alongside a team, and y'all are just dominant. Like, you telling me from them winning the championship by fluke to 73 games, I feel like the Golden State Warriors have validated themselves whether they won the championship against LeBron or not. Because at the end of the day, they overcame a 3-1 deficit against the Thunder, and they had the Cavaliers up 3-1. So to me, I feel like if you take Harrison Barnes out and you put Kevin Durant in Harrison Barnes' slot, that series was over in 4 games. They probably got swept. They probably swept Cleveland. So my point is, the whole thing with Kevin Durant, I just wish these old people would shut up, because, you know, us new generation people, we nothing like y'all. We don't want to be like y'all, because half of y'all wasn't even good parents. So for you, you know, like, if you look at Kevin Durant's situation, his mom raised him and his boy and his brothers, and Kevin Durant is 7 feet tall. So imagine what type of disciplinary action she had to really put on this young man to actually get him to go down that path. So off that, I feel like Kevin Durant deserves to do what the hell he wants. 2, all these old guys, I wish they would just shut the hell the fuck up. All you haters, you want to talk about bandwagon. Who cares if you're a bandwagon fan? Me personally, I'm a fan of the NBA, and I love Steph Curry now because my favorite player was Kobe Bryant, but Kobe hasn't really done anything for the past few years. And then to go alongside with Kobe Bryant. I always like Carmelo. I'm loving what the Knicks did, but I just don't think that they're going to make it out the East this year. I think it's set up to be a trilogy, the grand shebang, and I really feel like this is LeBron James' finale in the finals. Think about it: 6 straight finals, been to the finals almost more than everybody. He's almost up there with Jerry West, but Jerry West is awful in the finals. But if you look at it, LeBron had the greatest finals ever for the past 2 years. He's trying to solidify himself to be like Jordan, but Jordan is 6-0. LeBron, you'll never be that. You're 3-4. It's not going to happen unless you go to 10 straight finals. And I don't know, like I just don't see it because I mean, even still, like you got Kobe Bryant and Tim Duncan who only lost 2 finals. So how can you bolster yourself past Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant when you lost 4 and Jordan has any? Okay, overall talent, you're good, but if we had Oscar Robertson in this day and age, Oscar Robertson would probably be better than Jordan. We good basing Jordan off winning, lethalness, all combined in one. LeBron, you're not lethal. You're a great teammate. You're not lethal. So to me, you'll never be better than Kobe because Kobe was lethal. You'll never be better than Shaq because Shaq was lethal. And I mean, like I say, Kevin Durant, everybody needs to just back up. Come on, Fallon, chill. Everybody needs to back up on Kevin Durant because for the simple fact, he's just doing what he wants to do. And I mean, come on now, Golden State. It's like if you want to be technical, like the Lakers, you would say is the Golden City, the Lakers and the Celtics. But Golden State name is Golden State. They were meant to win championships. So for me, I think that's the perfect thing to do. Like for me myself, I like to build my own dynasty. Oklahoma City, Seattle. All you really have is Gary Payton, Rashard Lewis, Ray Allen, Sean Kemp, Russell, and KD, the numbers that KD left. But for me, if you look at the Warriors, like that's just a better suited team. This team means royalty, and you have Run TMC, Steph Curry, Clay, Draymond, KD. Those are your greats. Like you look at all teams like Chicago, you would basically say the 95-96 Bulls are Chicago's, the legacy of Chicago. Lakers, you can go down the list, and I mean, it's just time for new teams to take that reign. Like, why do the Lakers and Celtics have 30-some championships among them and every other team is in singular digits? So for me, I think it's great for basketball because it's time to change the power. You want to look in 20 years and say, well, almost every team has a championship, and the most dominant team will be the teams who, over a course of a decade, maintain dominance. And for me, if you look at the Miami Heat or all LeBron James teams, he's a winner, but he's not really a winner. Like you can't tell me that you go your first finals at a young age, which I don't blame him too much. I hate him because the Pistons kind of deserve to give the Spurs a trilogy. But for LeBron to do that was huge, but he didn't win. For Brian to go to Miami, forming a super team that don't nobody want to say is the same as Kevin Durant, I don't see how, it's both free agent moves, regardless of what people want to say. Well, Golden State was 73 wins and Miami was 45 wins. But at that present time when LeBron went to that team, Miami Heat was champions. They had won a championship. Their main component to the championship was on that team. And not only that, LeBron, you played with Shaq and Dwayne Wade. LeBron played with all the greats. So for me, Brian, shut the fuck up. You'll never be the GOAT. Work on trying to get 4 rings because I really find it hard. But other than that, off topic, Kevin Durant, everybody needs to let him do his thing. Let him be Kevin